state celebrates the reading day in the memories of Sri P. N. Panikkar, the father of library movement, in which our school, Savodaya Sindhu Vidyalaya, is celebrating Reading Week celebration. It's true that all of us are locked in our home due to COVID-19, but it's the best time to open the wonderful world of books. Read at least one book a week. A book is a gift you can open again and again. There's no friend as loyal as a book, reminding you once again that reading does not get over in a day or a week. It's a lifelong process. Come on, let's read and enjoy the world of knowledge.
A week's holiday. Where's the map? Said Julian. Is that it, George? Good. Now where shall we spread it? On the floor, said Annie. A map's always easiest to read on the floor.
He was a troublesome boy who loved adventure, and often he lived with his Aunt Polly, cousin Mary, and half-brother Sid. He was very mischievous.
When for the 10th time in as many years I asked his leave to reveal the following narrative. So it was that at last I obtained permission to put on record what was in some ways the supreme moment of my friend's
like the pool. But I spent the first part of the summer at my friend Rowley's pool, and that didn't work. Rowley's family belongs to a country club, and when school left out for the summer, we were going there every single day.
He purchased the home before 2.5 years. Since his kids were growing, he and his wife wanted to renovate it. They decided to break and open their living room wall. Initially, when Raj brought us home,
To anyone rather kept his writings just with himself. One day, his mom came across his poems and stories. She was amazed as well as happy. She persuaded him to send his poems to
The 3 children tore up to her. Has something happened? George, someone has taken 3 important pages out of your dad's book, panted Julian, and broken the test tubes he was making an experiment with.
Goodness, that's the postman, cried Winkle. A letter for us. Fancy that. I don't believe we've had one for a year. He ran to the front door and picked up the letter that lay on the mat. How exciting, said Flip, when Winkle came running back with the letter.
If he didn't win a game of badminton, he would refuse to play further and hurl his racket aimlessly. His parents tried every trick to bring his temper under control, diverting his attention, scolding, or even threatening him, but nothing worked.
He felt very jealous. He wanted to be as beautiful and happy as the peacock. His contentment and beauty could not be compared to that of the peacock.
Just an ordinary mouse, but I have had some extraordinary adventures. Adventures that will curl your whiskers. This story takes place in a strange and magical land called the Kingdom of Fantasy. Oh, how could I forget? I haven't introduced myself yet.
He told her that the king was sharing his best seed with his neighbors so they could plant the seed as well. The wise woman asked, "How can you share your best wheat seed with your neighbors when they complete you with each year?"
Spent quite a lot of time in bed, read the same book over and over, ate infrequently, and devoted quite a bit of my abundant free time to thinking about death.
He would lose a whole day's worth of income if he did not work for the whole day. This could be impossible. The idea of him sleeping for so long alarmed him. In his panic, he climbed out of bed and padded to the window. He wiped the window pane with the sleeve of his dressing gown.
Textbook, letters, official memos. And what is my purpose now? Merely a need to scribble my thoughts. No, it is more than a need.
So all the animals were afraid of him. They knew that none of them would be left alive. They tried to find a way to stop this senseless killing. One day, a large number of animals went to the lion. "Your Majesty," they pleaded, "please don't kill us like this."
Upon a time, a daughter complained to her father that her life was miserable and that she didn't know how she was going to make it. She was tired of fighting and struggling all the time. It seemed just as one problem was solved, another one soon followed.
Today I am going to read a story. Once upon a time, there were two children, a boy called Hansel and a girl called Gretel. They lived with the father and stepmother. I'm going to read the story of Hare and Tortoise. On the way, the hare was really tired. He slept under a tree. Tortoise walked really slow and he reached it to the finishing point. The name of the story is The Giant's Three Golden Hairs. Once there lived a poor man. He was blessed with a son. People had foretold about his fortune and said that when he would be in his 14th year, he would marry the king's daughter. The Frog Prince. Once upon a time, there was a beautiful princess, the most spoiled princess that had ever lived. She had a golden dress, a golden crown, a golden plate, and a golden bed.
Today I am going to read you the story of Mia the flying elephant and Jikku the kite. One day Mia was playing with the rabbits. Friends, play here and don't wander off, the mother rabbit said. Everyone except the younger rabbit Jikku with their mother. He steadily went to the riverbank.
Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Long ago, in a huge palace, a beautiful princess was born. She was named Snow White. She had a stepmother, a wicked queen, who was actually a witch and a magic mirror, which said that she was the most beautiful woman in the world. Today, I am going to read a book, Lost and Found, Winnie the Pooh. Pooh and his friends were in the woods. There are lots of eggs hidden in the woods, said Rabbit. Let's see who can find the most. Pooh found a red egg. He picked it up and put it in his basket. Let's hear a story of such a naughty deer. Once there was a flock of deer grazing in the rich grass in a forest meadow. In the flock was a naughty deer. He was so naughty that his mother took him to a wise deer who was considered as a teacher. A rose and a cactus. Once upon a time, there was a rose who was very proud of her beautiful looks. Her only disappointment was that she grew next to an ugly cactus. The shoemaker and the elves. Once upon a time, there lived a hardworking and honest shoemaker. But he was very poor and had just enough leather to make one pair of shoes.
Elka and her magical pencil. Elka was a smart but a lazy little girl. After wasting Sunday morning playing games, she suddenly remembered that she had a test the next day. Oh, how will I prepare for the test in time? She cried.
Today I am going to read the story The Potato, the Egg and the Coffee Beans. A boy named John was upset. His father found him crying. When his father asked John why he was crying, he said that he had a lot of problems in his life. His father smiled and asked him to get a potato, egg and some coffee beans.
I'm going to read a small fairy tale for you. Cinderella. Once upon a time, there lived a pretty girl named Cinderella. When she was young, her mother died. Her father remarried a pretty but bad woman.
I'm going to read a beautiful story about Little Red Riding Hood. Once there lived a beautiful girl in a village at the edge of the forest. The little girl always wore a red riding cloak, so everyone called her Little Red Riding Hood.
About the cave that spoke. A jackal lived in a cave deep in the forest. Every morning he would go out looking for food and would return in the evening. One day, an old lion hid in the cave. He thought, some animal lives here.
I'm going to read the famous fairy tale, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Long ago, one winter morning, a queen was blessed with a beautiful baby girl. Her lips were as red as an apple. Her skin was as white as snow. So the king and the queen named her Snow White.
Now that you know the power of reading and how interesting it is up to you to make a decision if you want to change your mind. There were many people in this world who don't read, but the small percentage of people who read have ended up being successful. So, today onwards, let's start the journey of a lifetime with turning of a page.